What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I am back with another video. So, reports are starting to leak. I mean, it's no secret. Once a company puts out a console, whether it's Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony, just about right away, because it takes a few years to do the R&D and stuff, they start working on their next successor to what they have. They don't just wait and sit on their hands. They start to, putting shit together, what you're going to use, start talking to AMD, NVIDIA, having meetings, what they're going to do, how to cut costs. Yada, there's a lot that goes into making a console. Shit, alone, Microsoft spent over $100 million developing the new Xbox One controller. Which, listen, Greenberg, my man, you're my man, Greenberg. You guys, do not change the next console, the next controller again. You don't have to. I thought it was perfect with the 360 controller. This is perfect. You can't get no better than this right here. Leave it alone. It's perfect. And for your next console, it should be standard. Anyway, on to what I'm saying. It says here, PlayStation 5 development underway and Xbox 2 expected sooner than later. It says here, despite both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One video game consoles still going strong for Sony and Microsoft, respectively, the next generation are already in the pipeline. The PlayStation 5 and the Xbox 2 are both anticipated before the end of the decade. And many video game analysts believe that the two new machines will arrive sooner than previous generations of console series. Here's what I'm saying. A, what's proof to this? You both had Microsoft and Sony. I'm sorry, Ubisoft and EA. I believe Konami also came out in the record and said that this generation of consoles would not be a long generation. Why? Because right now 4K is becoming more and more the normal. I know there's not a lot of 4K content, but 4K televisions are outphasing 1080p television. They're cheap. The technology was cheaper. You know what I mean? And the next, you know how it is. You remember when 1080p last year was the big thing? Oh my God, I gotta get me a 1080p TV. And this is gonna be the same thing with these consoles. It says here that previous PlayStation and Xbox One console have existed in the mainstream for around 7 years. Now here's the thing: a lot of you guys are new to gaming. Well, not new. See, you've been gaming for the last 5 years. I've been gaming since the NES. But a console life cycle only lasts normally 5 to 6 years. What happened last generation was unprecedented. Like, that's never happened before. Never in the history of gaming has it been so successful. Hey, there were no losers last generation. You had Nintendo, damn near 100 million. The 360, damn near 100 million. The Wii, 110, 15 million. I think the 360 is about 95 million. The PS3, closely behind, maybe 92 million. Whatever the case may be, there were no losers last generation. You know what I mean? There has never been a more successful history of gaming. You know what I mean? And that kind of hurt us. And I say more than help us, because now we see all these remasters and remakes. Like me, I'm sick of it and I'm done with it. That's why I know I give you Sony guys shit, but you guys got to start voicing your opinion with your wallet. We don't need another Heavy Rain. We don't need another Beyond Two Souls, the same game. Maybe Beyond Two Souls 2 or Heavy Rain 2. I don't want to go back and keep playing the same games, remasters, that I already played. That last generation was just here 2 years ago. Now, I know, like you said, some of you guys, I just got my Xbox One last year. But one thing I can say about these new consoles, that they're both going to be x86, without saying. They're both going to be backwards compatible, without saying. So, you know what I mean? So the transition will be, much easier than it was from, I guess, if you may have gotten your 360 2 years ago, then the Xbox One came out. You got to realize the Xbox One came out in 2005. You understand that? Over 10 years ago. And the games are still being released for it. You understand what I'm saying? When the NES came out, the Super NES came out, that was it for Nintendo, for the NES. When the GameCube came out, that was it for the Super Nintendo. When Nintendo 64 came out, that was it for the Super NES. Same thing. And then the GameCube was the successor to the 64. That was it for the 64. You know what I mean? These consoles, PS3 and 360, are still being supported Why? Because it's a such large install base. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you guys, like you guys are gonna, you know what I mean? Like because what's going to happen, you guys are going to feel left out because say if you wait another 2 years to get your PS4 or Xbox One, a year and a half later, 2 years later, it's going to be the Xbox 2, whatever it's going to be called, the Xbox Infinity or the Xbox, whatever the hell the case may be. And, you know what I mean, and the PlayStation 5, you know what I mean, you're going to be a generation behind again. You know what I mean? They got to realize this too also, for those who that don't know. When the 360 and the PS3 came out, they had the top of the line GPUs and CPUs. That was more, it was ahead of PC game. You understand what I'm saying? They waited so long, that generation lasted so long that consoles will never be able to exceed PCs again. Ever. The only way that will be able to happen, and that's only from one manufacturer, is that if Microsoft acquires AMD. Then they can put whatever, I'm not too familiar with AMD graphics cards, but whatever AMD's top of the line card is, they can have that in their console. You know what I mean? Which I wish Microsoft, that would be big for gaming if Microsoft was to acquire AMD. That would, like, you know what I mean? Like, because Steam already did a survey, and it blew my mind. This was like 3 years ago, 3 years ago, that the Wii U, and we all know that the Wii U is not a powerhouse, was more powerful than, you know, most people gaming rigs. That shit blew my mind, like, you know, like for real. But I'm not talking about, like, you know, like, people like to talking about, you know, these PC elitists, they like to talk about their rigs. But a lot of these motherfuckers running around with some motherfucking, like some motherfucking like some crashed up cars. Prime example, you know, Sensei Duckfeet, aka Quackbond. He just got him, I heard he just got him a 980 or something. He had them for 2 560 Ti's forever. But this is not about him. It's not about that. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said in the day, these consoles, when the Xbox One, and the PlayStation 4 launched, they were already anemic, way behind the curve. Like, both of these consoles are struggling to put out games 1080p, 60 frames a second. Now, once again, I can care less about, you know, peas in the box, or, like I said, I'm more of a console, but I don't, if I care that much, trust me, I will be gaming on my rig more than the console. I just like the social environment that I get on my console. Sit back, relax, talking, and I just never got that with, you know, when I went on Steam or playing. I never got that. You know what I mean? So that's why, you know, when you got this powerful, that's why some of you guys find it hard to believe. You got these big, you say you got two 980 Ti's and this, that, and the other. Like, you know what I mean? Even when I bought my first rig with one Titan, you know, I may have that video on my channel. I still played my 360 more because there's more than just about graphics with me, because I like to sit and talk and have a community and bug out with my friends. You know what I mean? And people I've been gaming with for years. So that's why I'm still loyal to the Xbox platform, because all my friends are there. You know what I mean? Anyway, so hear me out. So it says here that at the latest news of these two flagship systems, it is that AMD is apparently already planning to offer a huge performance boost for both consoles. You know what I mean? This will be considered essential for both systems as PlayStation 5 and Xbox 2 attempt to embrace the 4K gaming. I told you, by the time the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox 2 hit the stores, 4K resolution products will be considered mainstream, which is the truth. We're talking about these consoles may be out by 2018, 2019. You know what I mean? We should see something from both Microsoft and Sony by 2018. You know what I mean? Whether they release that year or not, you got to realize this too. Nintendo's coming out with their 9th generation console next year. You know what I mean? And what's this whole thing been this generation is about 1080p, this, that, and the other. And like I told you guys before, you know what I mean? You know, you guys were saying, no, the Nintendo NX won't be more popular. We're talking about a console that's releasing in 2016. The PS4 and the Xbox One came out in 2013. You understand what I'm saying? And what was decided to go in those boxes in 2013 was jotted down in 2011. We're talking about some very extremely outdated technology. So expect for the Nintendo NX to blow the doors off the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One in terms of performance. The key for Nintendo being successful is they have to get third party aboard. Maya, go get your juice boxes. Get third party on board. Getting a proper online infrastructure that has to be at least on the level of PSN, and they have to get an achievement system and stop with, you know what I mean, they can do that, I can see them being successful. You know what I mean? And getting a chunk of the hardcore gamer. You know what I mean? First comes along the hardcore gamer, then the casuals. You know what I mean? That's who buys the system first. The hardcore embraces it first, then the casual once it becomes cheaper. You know what I mean? So I remember, like I said, one of the big gamer small talk podcasts. Me and Crap were going back. He couldn't say Crap. You know, Crap is the Archie Bunker of the crew. So something that me and Moose was saying, like these consoles are coming. Best to believe, next generation always online, most likely for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One. What Microsoft has to do, like you talk about the power of the cloud, they're going to have to start piggybacking, quarterbacking that now. From 2016 or 2017 forward, every exclusive that Microsoft releases has to use some function of the cloud. You know what I mean? How it makes the game better. You know what I mean? Drop in and out, you know, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? We got to see something that this cloud gives us that couldn't be done without it attached to the internet. You know what I mean? 100% destructible environment. Could you imagine Titanfall with the environment of Crackdown 3? 100% destructible, ain't no hide behind no buildings. You out there tearing shit up. Like, that should be epic. But anyway, this is your boy Next Gen 720. Will you be ready to buy your PlayStation 5 or Xbox Infinity 8, whatever it's called? When they launch 2018, I'm saying 2018, we're going to see a new console from Microsoft and Sony. Mark my words on that. Are you going to be a day one purchase? I'm going to be there. Sorry, you know what I mean? Day one. Boop, bop. That's how I am. I got to get my shit day one. But I'm out of here. Bang, bang. And remember, if your grandmother got a fat ass, please give her my number. Damn, dog.